Yeah, it's probably as healthy as we've been all year. So it's I think only Pajot really now is out. So.
Is the plan still to stick to the same lineup for tomorrow night?
Oh, we haven't even discussed the lineup for tomorrow. Everybody's on the ice. I'm looking at video right now, and I'm looking at us. I'm looking at them, and we'll look at what we need after.
Missed Harper. Is he getting closer?
Yes, but like I said, with him, it's really a case of waiting to see the next day. Now he's getting a real full practice for the first time, where he's going to be really tested, and then we'll see after that.
Will you leave your lineup the same tomorrow?
I don't know. That's what I just said. Same question.
I'm trying to think if there's what you'll do with Chris Weidman and Yarosh. Will you continue to flip the back and forth?
I haven't decided who's playing tomorrow. Like, I have to look at them and see what type of team they are, and then make the decision from then. And look at us too. So both, I have to finish really looking at the whole game and looking at them, and after the scouting. So tonight we'll make a decision on who's playing tomorrow.
Drake was saying back in preseason training camp, he said inevitably young player, the confidence maybe just wasn't quite there. Where are you seeing, 5 points in 3 games, I guess tells one part of the story, but in terms of his assuredness on the ice, where does he?
Well, he's, I thought he had great confidence in camp with the puck. I don't think that was an issue. I think when it started to get more of a pro setting and pro players, I think he got maybe a little big eyes to see how fast it was and how good the players were. But this is a guy that really adapts, and if you would have had maybe 2-3 more weeks, I think probably would have adapted at that moment. But since you got to make decisions at that time, we felt it was better to send him down, and it was the right decision. And he's for me right now. You're seeing all the offensive stuff, which I was expecting, to be honest with you. So this is good. But what I like is that he does all the small details of the game really well. He back checks at the right places. He stops on his back check. He's in his change-ups. He's in the right places. There are different systems that we use than the ones they use in the American League in some instances, and he's right on par. So that's rare. It's very rare, even for a vet. So that just shows you how much he can adapt, and that to me that's his biggest probably quality, is to be able to adapt. And that's what we've heard from the past. He was a late bloomer, and all of a sudden just adapts to junior, and then all of a sudden junior major, and come late, and then he goes to Team Canada. He never expected to do that well, and always overachieves everywhere. And I think that's exactly what's happening right now. He's figured it out. He's adapted, and now it's going very well for him.
I guess the sign of a good player sometimes is making the other guys around him better.
Yes.
If you look at maybe DeSingle, Batherson, Colin White, all the guys he seems to play with, Mark Stone, I don't know if that one really counts. Is he making those guys around him better as he
Oh, for sure. That's what those guys are. That's why they're high-end players. Stone's the same, and Duchesne. You put players with them, they're doing. Obviously, sometimes it doesn't click. That's not everybody, but most of the players you're going to put with those guys are going to perform, and basically it's because they pull their weight. They make everybody follow them in the way they play, and but I think Batherson, if you put him with somebody else right now, he'd be good too. But I think I've always thought they could have a good chemistry because of the types of players that they are together. And it's the same with Tkachuk, with Stone. I thought that could be a good mix because of the types of players that they are. And if you look at Duchesne, he's a top circle down player, where he's very good in tight environments, small environments, and when he's got somebody else that can make the same type of plays as him, that quick, and is able to follow him with the speed and all that, that's how I saw Batherson, and I thought it could be a good mix, and it's working out. And Tkachuk, Stone's a big body, likes to hang on to the puck, and so when you have somebody else able to do that and force himself in and be good on the boards, cycling with them, and take it to the net, it makes it much easier for top-end players like that to have somebody to play with. So I think right now that was my goal, is to try to get one young guy per line to groom them. Yeah, so yesterday that's why I switched Whitey. I put Whitey. That our line of Tierney, Zingle, and Ryan was not exactly what I was hoping for in the last 3 games. So I changed it, and the minute I changed it, all lines were performing really well. And in that respect, and you had White with 2 vets, and so you had 3 kids on 3 different lines, and they all were performing really well at that point. So our last 2 periods were terrific. Like if I look at the video now, we were really good. Like those last 2 periods were very good.
Matt's been pretty consistent throughout his career, but he's now got in his last 7 games, he's got 4 3-point games. Do those numbers reflect any difference in his play of late, or has he been the same pretty much style of play?
I just think that he's using his strengths and focusing on his strengths, and Matt's somebody who wants to do everything well, and his attention to detail, and he'll come and see video every day, and gets on practice early, stays late. So there's a lot of work put in there. So it's not just how good he can be in terms of his hands or his skating and all that. There's a lot of work put in there. So he's right now he's benefiting from all the work you put in, and it's paying off. And he's got talent, absolutely, but there's a lot of work, there's a lot of dedication, there's a lot of wanting more, wanting to be better, and he studies his game, and I think right now what's happening is really focusing on his strengths, and it's paying off.
We'll go back to industry.
Sorry?
Go back to industry.
Yeah.
And at the core pole, you're scoring tons of goals. You're first in the league in that.
Yeah, we're first in the league offensively, yeah, and we're at the bottom defensively, which I don't think anybody expected us to be first in the league offensively. I wanted to be good offensively, and we put in a lot of work into getting that. I was expecting to struggle defensively, and I'm expecting to improve over time. My guess was it was going to take about until Christmas before we could see a consistent improvement in our defensive game. So we see some moments. We see some. Yesterday we only gave him 16 scoring chances, which is less than I'm sure a lot of people would expect. But we gave him 32 shots, which is the exact league average, 32. So it's not that we're all over the place. It was just a weird game. Bounces went their way, and they put it in. So if we had given 50 shots and had given 28 scoring chances, I'd say, listen, we were just all over the place defensively, but I don't think it was the case. We just made a mistake on the change-up. Kids are getting mixed up. It wasn't a time to change. Another time it bounced on us, bounced on them, went back right on their stick. So there's 4 goals in there. They're, for me, you try to look back at it, but not much we could have done in terms of being better defensively. It just bounces or change-up mistake or stuff like that. So I think yesterday I have to, and that's what I'm doing right now, I have to make sure I know exactly what's what, instead of, we got scored a lot of goals. And so every game's different. There's games where we played really good defensively, and there's games where 7 minutes killed us, 10 minutes killed us. So definitely we got to get better there, but we know, and our young guys are learning, and we'll see, I'm sure, in the next month, 2 months, 3 months, an improvement in our defensive game. Our PK has improved in the last 3-4 games, much better, so that's good. So we're looking forward to doing that in the next months for sure.